The chances of you seeing this YouTube short are super rare. There's over 100 million YouTube channels. I'm not going to ask you to like, comment, or subscribe, but if you do, thank you and have a great
Do you recall, remember seeing or catching yourself talking to yourself? Has that happened to you before? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever it is, wherever it is you're doing push-ups from, wherever it is you're working out from, whatever time of the day it is, or should be in the morning anyway. You get the healthiest benefit from it. But have you ever caught yourself or somebody gesticulating quietly? Worse still, have you seen somebody sleeping and going? Most of those gesticulations happen to the people that do them. The ones who are awake and those are all expressions trapped inside that are forcing themselves out. You're a speaker. You're not creating content. You're waiting for when you'll be invited on the stage. And there is no stage. Nobody knows you can speak. Nobody knows you can communicate with that level of skill. So all that is trapped inside. And then you find yourself. As soon as you catch yourself doing it, it happens to me. But one time I heard Kevin Gates say, he talks to himself. That all geniuses talk to themselves. You're a genius, you're not a genius for yourself. You're a genius for the world. You're a genius. What you have inside that makes you the genius is not for you. It's something that was put inside you for. That's when they say your purpose. So when you are for whatever reason, procrastination, waiting, shyness, thinking about the next person will say, fear of judgment, If for any of those reasons you hold back on what it is you're supposed to be doing, now you're sleeping and you're trying to play a free kick. Sometimes they say the guy is dreaming about free kick. Sometimes he's not dreaming. Sometimes that's a footballer that refused to play football. His father forced him to stay in school, you know. And then the talent that was given to him is now forcing itself out, sometimes without permission. If you know that, if you know the way you look when you're doing that, when you are awake, that's when people are sleeping and they are gesticulating, probably can be forgiven. They are given all kinds of names. Some people stand up and take a long walk. That's somebody who has been using his car. Your body has been saying, my friend, take a walk. And if you take a walk, you sleep. But that's by the way. The people who are conscious, you're driving and you're going, and people are looking at you like, I don't even know somebody. No, people are. If you come out of yourself and see yourself doing that, so that can be scary. You know, you're supposed to be in front of a crowd, talking to them, expressing, gesticulating, explaining. When you do a lot of this, and you take a lot of this out of yourself, when you're in those moments, when you're by yourself, you're tired from over gesticulating, from over expression, from speaking. Now you're resting. So the moment you're not working, you're resting. So in the rested state, you will not. But what's happening is that you refuse to work. So without your permission, the work is coming forward. It's forcing itself out because the work has to be done. You remember those moments when you had an idea and you've not seen the idea anywhere in the world and it looks like a genius idea to you and you didn't do anything about it. Then after 2 weeks, you started noticing the thing that started popping up everywhere. There's nothing special about you and that idea. You had the antenna up and it was given to you. You're supposed to do something about it. But that was the time for the idea. So the idea dropped on you and dropped on your couple of life. The person who was most prepared brought it to life. So if you refuse to allow that thing God puts inside you to find expression, it will find expression without you. Play to your strengths. There is this expression: men on foot competing with men on horseback. I don't even like to compete with anybody. I like to set goals and go after them like a psychopath. I'm trying to improve something. Okay. But if you have to compete, play to your strengths. The man who is talented to do something versus the man who is not talented to do it, and they both put in the work, and it's a competition environment. The one who has talent is on horseback already. So you know what it means when you're racing a horse, a racehorse on foot. See how tired it will be, how exhausting it will be, especially if you're looking to beat the horse with the man on it, you know. So if you have talents, try to see what you can hone out of them, you know. Sometimes in certain windows, your talent is not monetizable. You know, certain talents may not be monetizable in certain seasons. You know, but you want to always be in touch with it, whether it's as form of a hobby, you know, always be in touch. If you're not going to make money doing that, in that competitive environment where you now make the most money or put in the most work because you're playing with your strengths, the other thing it does for you is when people are doing their hobbies, they are resting. So people who are lucky to have work on their talent, people who make money doing what they are talented to do, they have no work time, they are resting. And then when they are done with the supposed work, they are resting again. You see? So it's rest for them. But you, who probably your talent is not immediately monetizable, you want to figure out how to monetize it. You want to also be in touch with the talent so that you have that extra pocket of rest as well. Because the times you're doing the things you like, what is you're talented to do, those moments are relaxing moments. So you don't want to throw it away because it's not monetizable. You want to also use it to relax. But again, also, when you're in that space where that's the first time in your life you feel like you're good at anything. So don't deny yourself that feeling. Don't deny yourself that 30 minutes. Don't deny yourself that 2 hours. A couple of years ago, gaming would not be something that will make as much money as it's making right now. For people who knew how to play the game, you bring a group of men and show them the game, whether it's whatever type of form of the game. There's some people who better than others. It's a lot of gap. Because there's some talent, some strength in that for those people. And that will be the first time they feel special. Because for some reason, they're the one that's always been everybody. I think somebody who was probably a dummy in school, taking bottom of the class, who used to feel like trash about themselves. But then by recess, they are the kings. You know. So this one time, this person has the feeling of what it is to be on top of the world. You don't want to deny them that window, you know, for their mental health sake. And then depending on the age of the person, where the person is in life, you see. So play to your strengths either way, whether in form of work, yeah, what you're doing, if you're doing your work is on your talent, around your talent, you're a blessed man. Or if not, make sure you have it there in your hobby. Make sure you're always in touch with the things you have strengths around, things that feel like work to other people. That is um, so easy for you. Make sure you are very in touch with them. It's very important. So there's this quote I heard from now Arabic. I don't know if he owns the quote, but it says the true test of intelligence is getting what you want out of life. I agree with that. There's a lot of us living around with a lot of ego and confidence from the feeling that we are intelligent because we are in a classroom with other persons who are less talented in retaining information and read better than them in exams and brand ourselves intelligent. And when it's real life, the C students and the D students now show up better, you know. And it's popular that the A students work for the C students. And I don't know what is correct, but the quote says, true test of intelligence is getting what you want out of life. It's a set of things you want for yourself. And there is a resistance you face. Resistances, if that's the correct word, you're going to face on your path to whatever it is you're trying to get or achieve. Your ability to overcome those resistance, that's where uniquely fashioned for you. That's where all the intelligence is tested. When you get to that finish line that you always wanted, then you can certify yourself intelligent. In the absence of that, you feel intelligent because somebody told you you are. You feel intelligent because somebody else was relatively not. You feel intelligent because every other person failed and you passed the exams. The actual test for intelligence is getting what you want out of life. Every facet of your life. Get what you want from all of them. So that's where you apply your intelligence. Not in comparison or in competition or in, you know, those can get unhealthy very fast. When you face your own life and attempt to improve your own outcomes, you know, those things, try what it is you think you know. And sometimes you find out that, okay, I'm even deficient here and there and there. And then when you reassess, when you regroup, and then get back, you know, now you honed what it is you thought was perfect and it's better. And sometimes it helps you go past that hurdle and then the next one and then the next one. And then by the time you get to the end of what you want, what it produces is unit. Because you made this journey by yourself. You didn't have to shit on somebody else to get it. You had to figure it out and get better, figure it out and get better. And so now you're confirmed intelligent. But then you show up humble because of the journey. I see a lot of arguments online, all kinds of conversations. What's the best form for push up? How low do you have to go? How high do you have to come? What's the what shape do you maintain? The answer to all that question is do the push-ups. That's the answer to the question. When you're on the floor doing the push-ups, all the answers will come. If you're lying down in your bed, sitting down and looking at somebody doing push-ups, and you're critiquing them, we will permit only women to do that. You're a man from today, and you are seeing this video. Stop that. Do push-ups. Whether you're doing half reps, pumping, whatever it is, get down and do something. Right there on the floor, you get all the answer you want. The form, the speed, how low you should go, how high you should go, the benefits, all of it will be right there on the floor with you. You see it online that you do a study, the military push-up, the manufacturer, if you want to do, everything was created by humans. This exercise was created by us. So if you think the person that created it is the one who knows what the standard is, there are variations of everything that has been created. Doesn't mean the variations, the variations are usually improvements on the thing that was created. Doesn't mean all the variations are wrong. You see. So when you sit in that conversation, you keep lying down in your bed and scrolling. That person is an excuse to scroll. What is the proper form of push-ups? Lie down and do something. As a creator, use the fact that nobody knows who you are as an advantage. Not use the fact that nobody knows who you are. It's an actual advantage. In the beginning, a lot of things you think you're doing correctly for the people who show up with confidence. The ones who don't already know they're doing everything wrong, already suspect they're doing everything wrong. So when the message comes, they should start. Start means start. When you start, nobody's watching, but you're doing action, you're iterating, and you're learning, and you're improving. And then by consistently showing up, people start noticing you, start telling other people, your audience starts growing. Because you're showing up every day, and you're iterating, and you're consistently improving. By the time the crowd is there, you're a master. See how it works? So it looks like you deserve what you get in the beginning because you're making a lot of mistakes. You're still rough around the edges. So there's a couple of people there watching, or even nobody. And so it's a natural advantage. You don't want to get caught up in, I just had 2 views, I just had 1 view. Maybe that's where you are. And that's the number of people who deserve to see what you're doing at that point. Whether it's because of the packaging, the audio quality of what is being done in the video. And as you improve, the viewership improves. And then the meritocracy of the content space is such that they want to take those things for granted that you've now accumulated and gotten better at. They want to take them for granted. You see the viewership drop again because it's now an interest grafting. The people who are interested in what you're doing are the ones who will engage you. The ones who are not interested will not come. So amongst the ones who are interested, some of them also have a level of taste. They want the volume to be a certain way. They want the picture to be a certain way. If you suddenly drop off those things because you think you've gotten the audience you want, you're going to lose some of those people as well. You see, so every time you come out here to create, like somebody who is making food, you want to do it as good as you can so that the algorithm will work for you. But not just that, word of mouth, which is way, 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 way stronger than what the AI is doing, would also work for you. See something? It's a bumpy road all the way to the end. It will never get better. Public service announcement. Romanticize the process. Find a way to enjoy the process. Find a way to enjoy what you're doing. You're already an ambitious person. So it means you have signed contracts with yourself to never be happy until you achieve what you want to achieve. And guess what? You keep moving the goalpost all the time. So how are you going to be happy when you decided that you won't be happy until you get to point A or get to point B? How are you going to not be happy? You see what I'm saying? So you're going to keep being unhappy because you keep moving the goalpost. So your best bet to happiness and fulfillment is enjoying the work, because that is consistently what you'll be in working. So I have to learn to love what I'm doing now. And it's not even outside in. It's supposed to be inside out. The best is never supposed to be involved in work they don't like. But for all kinds of reasons, mental programming, societal programming, where we found ourselves, chance and time and chance. We are doing a lot of things we don't want to do. You know, so the process is very tedious. And then we look at the reward, the end, as something that will be rewarding. And as soon as we get there, we enjoy it for about 30 minutes. Then we move the goalpost again. Then we move it again. Your happiness continues. So we keep chasing indefinitely for fulfillment. Like a donkey that has the carrot in front of it, attempts to hit the carrot and it's pulling the cart. So we're getting work done, but we're never finding fulfillment because we keep chasing a moving goalpost.